Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR VRS iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy everybody, and welcome to the iGPFun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School. We are here at the beautiful, sunny, absolute perfect weather conditions here at the Red Bull Ring. I'm Austin Knight, joined by Marco Barbonera, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV.
Yes, Austin, you said it right. Thankfully, we have Red Bull, not Red Flag ring tonight. And that, trust me, is no bull, because we are having a race today. I know you have been waiting all day long, and we are here to bring you open wheel action of the highest quality live on Apex Racing TV. So happy to be here. The penultimate round of the season, Austin. We are almost on. I'm a bit sad as per usual.
It's always a bit sad when you get to the end of the season, but that usually brings out the most of everybody because they're fighting for that spot. But like he said, we're here at the Red Bull Ring, not the Red Flag Ring. I can't believe you got that pun in before I did, and I can't believe you thought of that before I did. But yeah, Red Bull Ring. 60 F3 cars. I wish it was F1 cars, but F3 cars around here is just going to be absolutely insanity around here. And I cannot wait to see how this race is going. And qualifying is incredibly close because this track is really, really short. 23 cars within 1 second of our leaders. And look how tight that top 8 is. Half a second.
It is incredibly close. We were so lucky yesterday in the Academy Series. We were here, we had the B format with the 3 15-minute races. And the guy on pole right now, Thiago Marteau, I think he's very, very quick. He won race 1 and race 2. Race 2 starting from 6th place in the reverse. So race 3 started 12th because of the bigger reverse. And he actually made a mistake and he spun. So...
what?
Yeah,
is this an alternate reality?
exactly. And his teammate his new teammate Alex Fournier also made a couple of mistakes here and there. So the Shazoo cars very quick, but we will see. Of course, Samuel Hermer, Jerome Lamy, Max Giacchino, these drivers are not here to be spectators. So we will see, especially because you can really extend around this place. So the track limits, as we know, are unique in this racetrack. Therefore, sometimes you go into unexplored portions of the racetrack, and that can have a bit of a negative effect on you, especially, and we know iGPFun very respectful the drivers on the first lap, but that first corner and then the second corner, both very, very, very difficult for the same reason. Lots of cars, not a lot of track, and you can have a lot of different lines, and maybe you go wide, yeah, and you rejoin, and every time you rejoin, both on the runoff of turn 1 and the runoff of turn 2, you have those yellow monstrosities that can really upset, especially an open wheel car that you see on the left side of the screen. Now we are seeing Jerome Lamy, so careful when you rejoin, absolutely. And yeah, I think we're going to see 3 or 4 wide going down the we'll say backstretch, whatever you call this, that brings us under the Tomato Bridge and into turn, what I think is turn 2 or 3, depending on the track map. Qualifying is over, Austin.
Depending on turn 2 or 3, or if you are like the FIA and assume that that's turn 2, but because I'm not even going to go there. I just call that 2A, and then the actual part where you break turn 2. QT Marteau starts up on pole ahead of Alex Fournier, joining him on the front row, followed by Samuel Hermer, Jerome Lamy, Max Giacchino, Gavin Petty, Victor Barris, Vincenzo Monroe, Adam Tasman, Leonardo Ocheri, Philip Lucas, and Luciano Lorenzo, followed by Clark Williams, Ron Korlak, Roberto Maturana, and Zachary Beeson, followed by Will McIntyre, Premslav Pionznek, and Ivan Zeranu, Sonny Rosario, Robert Ridgway, and Johan Bergeson, Daryl Governor, and Alex Hopkins in 24th. Waldemar Cardella, followed by Christian Glamsetter, Andrea Bacchetti, Antonio Tellez, Phil Waller, Max Mueller, Massimo De Laurentiis, Nick Carty, Patrick Rollins, Kuji Ido, Reed Dennis, and Lucas Lackner in 36th place. Behind them, the final 2 rows, 38 cars a grid, is Martin Devine and Alan Piercy. You know, we had a total of 60 spots open for this race, but, you know, I think a 60-car grid around here would just be a bit chaotic because, you know, if everybody was about a second away from each other, we would have an entire full lap just covered with F3 cars, which, you know, would be something I would pay to see. But very good sized field here. 28 laps on the table for us today, and all of them will be running green flag. No safety car laps behind a pace car or anything, and we're definitely going to go over 4. And there is no rain forecasted in the weather. That comes to 2022. So let's get ready to get rock and rolling here in the hills of Austria. Red Bull Ring Racing, iGPFun Formula 3 is go, go, go. And it's a great start by Hermer, who gets already beside Fournier coming off the line. Marteau is leading him into turn 1. Hermer and Fournier side by side. Fournier onto the apex, and they almost make contact off the exit. Looks like Hermer gets a little better exit. Fournier onto the inside. You see Marteau going all the way out to the right side of the track to try to get some draft, but look at the gap he's already got. Fournier, Hermer side by side as they go through 2A, heading into 2B, hard onto the brakes. Look at P4, deep onto the brakes. That's Lamley and Giacchino going side by side with each other. But everybody else taking it very leisurely through there. A little bit of 3 wide on the entry, but no chaos at all. Very clean start on the back of Fournier, looking at Hermer. Hermer going on to the outside. Very tricky to make a move here. Down to the inside goes Giacchino on Hermer. Very audacious move right there. And Max Giacchino steals third.
We lost Leonard Cherry somewhere in this first lap, unfortunately. Too bad, because he was having one of his better starting positions of the year.
Might have gone to the curb at the exit of turn 1.
Side by side for third place, Samuel Hermer, almost 3 wide. Here comes Lamy, and here comes Gavin Petty.
Yeah, side by side at the end of sector 2, starting sector 3. Little bit of a blink, little bit of heart and mouth going. Travis going all the way, using all the track right there. All the way up to the race. Oh, no, getting out to the bumps. And that is Giacchino around. He's lost his front wing.
Oh, and everyone
he's got a lot of damage. He's got a lot of damage. He needs to get to the bottom side of the track. Yeah, right there is where he needs to be. The front, the entire front of that car is just in a bad spot. And oh man, so it looks like everyone has gotten past them now, but that is the most unfortunate thing I have ever seen right there. Let's get a replay, because
trouble for Morone as well, huh?
Yeah, Moreau also being in a incident. We see him going side by side. Oh, it's just a little bit of catch oversteer.
Ah, okay, well.
And, well, you know, that's one way to catch the oversteer. I do not see any damage on that car, but hey, if you're avoiding the accident, go into the pit lane.
This was Giacchino already after the problem he had.
Oh, he's carrying on. I'm surprised Max is carrying on right now.
Looking for that fast repair, of course, that he will get if he is able to make it all the way around the racetrack, and of course get a spanky new car, but with no pit stops, of course, scheduled for these drivers. He's in for a tough fight. As you can see, Fournier, Hermer, everyone extending those track limits, as we have a bit of a fight here.
Bit of a fight, big tight fight, side by side, very tight racing here. And I was racing here in the USF 2000s. That final sector is a big, oh no! Oh, spatial, no. Spatial awareness is key here. It's so tight. We saw, I think that was Johan Bergeson. Yeah, it was Johan Bergeson that was slammed into the wall right there. The white and red car that was tossed around, just like try to get his way onto the inside. And this is where you really need a spotter. It's one of the few road course tracks that really needs a spotter to help you out, because he just tried to get a little bit clear of the car in front of him, and that caused a giant, probably the biggest wreck we've ever seen here at the Red Bull Ring and in this series.
Yeah, these front stretch proving to be the trouble spot so far today. In the meantime, Samuel Hermer, the fastest clean lap of the race with a 25.24, is sitting in third place. There is trying to get back to Alex Fournier now. Of course, Fournier joining the ranks of Team Shazoo. I need to update the overlay. My massive apologies, because it still says Antarctica Racing. So in the meantime, Ron Korolak here fighting with another competitor.
That's way off track. Ron Korolak using all the track. A little bit too much right there. You don't want to go too far out there. You're going to get an off-track penalty, but I do not believe you're going to get a slowdown penalty for using all that track. He just had to get out there to avoid that. And now look at that. Pionznek, great move. Little tap of the curb right there coming out of there. And now look at that. He's got a drag race. He's using Ron Korolak's draft heading into turn 2 right now. And they're going to go 3 wide into turn 2. Hard onto the brakes. Who's going to be the last late breakers around the outside? And Pionznek gets turned around. Oh, he just tried to sneak down the inside. He was expecting the car on the inside to slow up. He did get a good jump on him, but the car was still there. And like Fernando said, you always got to leave the space.
Nightmare season continues, unfortunately, for Premislav. Not lucky at all this season for the Polish driver.
Yeah, very tough season he's been, and he's really looking forward to next race and next season.
And as if by magic, Alex Fournier is now on Team Shazoo, so I'm sorry about that. So yeah,
it's great. You know, live edits here. Savo Hermer do fastest lap using the draft from Alex Fournier to give him that speed, and he's just a 10th faster than him. But look who is ahead of Fournier. Fournier's got a little bit of draft help. Give him that slipstream, slingshot it, and try to chase down QT Marteau, who is clear of draft range right now.
He's in the
Red Bull Ring.
best position possible for himself, Austin. I think
Absolutely.
He likes, you know, when he gets to the front, he's a machine. The problem for him comes when he has to maybe come back through traffic, but that's difficult for everyone, especially in a chaotic series like the F3, like in a chaotic style of racing like F3 racing is, where these cars, of course, are so fragile. So right now, it's his race to lose, even though Samuel Hermer looks incredibly racy, and all season long, Hermer hasn't been as fast as Marteau. He goes for the move, and he makes it stick. But
Alex played that safe. He went wide. He's going to have a little bit more momentum right here by taking that wider line. He's got a good run. He's got a good draft opportunity. And, you know, he could help Hermer, and he could also not help him at all, not give him any of that draft. Hermer feels like he could go faster. And he was stuck behind Alex Fournier, and Fournier's dropped a lot off the pace right there. So we might have a drag race between these two, but Marteau 0.3 faster that time by. And he's got Alex who might help out his teammate in a way, you know. Use that draft, maybe get up beside him, and, you know, send a cheeky look up the inside.
as I was saying, Hermer hasn't been as fast as Marteau consistently, but he has not been that much slower. So certainly if he can put together a string of a few good laps, he can really put his opponent under pressure. Three-way fight for P16 between Brachetti, Lorenzo and Hopkins, and I mean, these drivers are absolutely top-notch with their sportsmanship, their awareness. It's very rare we see multi-car pileups in this championship, and the sun keeps on appearing and disappearing from behind the clouds, giving like a light-on, light-off effect. Ooh, almost 3 wide here. Careful, Brachetti and Lorenzo with Hopkins waiting in the wings. Here comes Hopkins.
Hopkins up the inside, getting that move on Lorenzo. Lorenzo had a little bit of avoidance right there. He saw his car jerk to the right just a little bit. Might have gave him a little bit of a scare, but Alex Hopkins for the VRT ICE team. It's got a good run. Lorenzo's chasing him down now, as we got a good 5-car pack right now through the final 2 corners. And I gotta say, the most difficult corners on this track are probably the final 2 corners. You do have to slightly tap on the brakes, and it's a downhill zone. If you brake too much, you're just a sitting duck down the straight. If you brake too little, you're off into Narnia. And if you cut the curb, you're off like Kimi Räikkönen's tire flying into the tire wall.
Look at this lap comparison, Austin. Lap 5 was the lap where Hermer went past Fournier, so he was battling, but all the other laps...
slowly gaining on him.
Unless Marteau is keeping something in his pocket, seems like Hermer, at least in this opening portion of the race, seems to be a bit quicker.
Yeah, this is true. Looking at the data, it does show that Hermer is faster than Marteau. The thing is, though, 2.7 seconds at around 0.2 a lap over 28 laps. It would just barely be enough to get up there, but it's such a slight moment, and you need to be precise. And then you got Marteau.
There we go.
Pulling out the big guns. No. 24-3. And then Hermer answers back with a 24-2. 1/10 faster, but he went off track to do it.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares. And speaking of not caring, look at this. Out of Townsville defending from Philip Lucas, who pulls off the switchback now. Philip Lucas went a little bit wider now, got onto the inside. It's a drag race right now, and they have Clark Williams 3 wide. Let's see if this works for the 3rd time. Who's going to be last late breakers? Lucas, Williams, Talsma. Your order from left to right. Talsma around the outside. Lucas and Williams through that corner, and man, they made it all the way through there. They had a little bit of party, and Clark Williams might be overtaken by Robert Martirana, the Italian, down to the inside right now, heading into turn 3. Roberto's not going to send it on there. Ron Korlak's there as well, and here comes Ron. A little better of an exit. This is such a tight part of the track to really gain a move on the car ahead, and Robert's a little bit wide. Solid car drifting out. He saved it though. So continue on, and I just love this series. 2.6 seconds now. Marteau and Hermer. Marteau's last lap, new fastest lap, official of the race. 1:24.2, but that's quickly taken to 1:24.23 by Gavin Petty in 4th, and I feel like they've reached the ceiling.
Man, this back and forth with fast laps, very uncommon, and I can tell you I'm really liking it. Great battle, great fight, and here comes Victor Barris on Gavin Petty. No, that's Jerome Lamy, my apologies, and Jerome Lamy, another one of our great crop of rookies for Season 3, gets the job done. Austin, last race of the season in August. We will be finally September next week, aren't you happy?
Yeah, I'd be extremely happy. It also spring one of my favorite songs of all time. Korlax has been reported that he's out of the race. It's just a
he's blinking badly.
He's back. He's back. I know. But yeah, last race in August. My favorite month of the year. Yeah. You know, track temperatures in the northern hemisphere are going to start going down. And as for you and me, we can actually start racing again.
Yes.
Night racing and not be dripping pools of sweat.
Or having to put the air conditioning on minus 50 degrees.
I already don't do that.
I hate doing that.
I want to do it, but I know that I cannot afford it.
Here we go, once again, here comes Clark Williams, a big block from Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas just taking the air off of Williams. Williams looking onto the outside. Talsma's there, gets onto the curb though. That's going to hurt Lucas off the exit because Talsma had a perfect exit. Look at all of them getting into that line. This looks like Indianapolis right now. Everybody drafting down the straight, heading into turn 2. Williams looks down low, gets onto the brakes early. Talsma gets in the back of Lucas. And Williams loses a spot too. Is that Roberto? It is Roberto.
It is Martorana. In the same time, here we go with Lucas having to defend from Talsma right in front of them as they move left, right and center to find the best position possible. Man, this has been absolutely crazy so far in this fight for the back end of the top 10, basically. Great action, great excitement all over the place. And actually, let's use this moment to go and check on the rear wing of the Metallica car team. No spoilers, please. Some people haven't watched the F1 race. Now, this was uploaded before the Grand Prix today. The livery pack was uploaded at midnight. So,
you're going to be heavily disappointed.
Can we spoil the race today?
I think we spoiled it like at the start of the broadcast, but we didn't say anything about who won. Thank you.
Oh, sorry about the misclick there. Let's go back to the action with Zira now as the orange and black car of have Crips Racing. And behind them, we have an off for Clark Williams, unfortunately.
Oh no, Clark. He's doing so well too.
And he will lose a truckload of positions. Okay, so now we know why we didn't have a race today. It's because of that livery.
Yeah.
They wanted no spoilers, so well, F1 has given you the impossibility of getting spoilers.
Well, there is one spoiler. One position was drastically changed, but that was it.
No, I will tell you this. 19 cars started the race and 20 finished.
Make sense of that or what you will. 20 cars finished the race, 19 cars started the race. Not according to Christian Horner, though. Oh crap, that was a spoiler.
Alex Hopkins for a second there as Bison goes past Martorana, drafting on the front stretch, or maybe a slowdown, because Martorana is all of a sudden incredibly slow. Maybe you can pick up a slowdown in the final corner if you really try. And I think
if
Martorana,
you really try, and you're going to have to. And I believe he did.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, fight for third, with Fournier having lost second place to Ermer a few laps ago. Now Gavin Petty is also coming through, and as you can see from the lap time comparison, he has been getting closer and closer. Now, of course, the gap has stalled a bit because they are in the, next to each other. But by the way, Austin, if you run a really low downforce package, the draft is not very intense around here. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have the long straights is not necessarily means that we will have a lot of draft overtakes on this racetrack today.
Yeah, if you run that low downforce, you're really not creating that big of a pocket in the air. As we hit the 124.077, Hermer dancing on that 2-second gap to Marteau. But yeah, if you aren't punching a big hole in the air, you aren't going to be helping out the cars behind. But if you do have a lot of if you do punch a giant hole, people will follow that hole and get a big boost of speed. As that was Ron Korlak getting into there. A little bit of a curb jump. And this is Gavin Petty and Fournier side by side.
And I think Petty has got him.
Yeah, Petty's on his inside. Petty's got a good run.
Now, you break down the hill here, Austin, which I compare to a bit to Rivazza 1 in Imola, and it's very easy to see cars, thinking, oh well, I have the time to stop because we are going, and then you don't, and then you end up in the gravel. But
we saw a lot of gravel when F1 came here too, but not for missing the braking point, but trying to go around the outside here, which once I saw that, I saw a lot of incidents on iRacing looking just like that. I wonder where they got those ideas from. But, yeah, it's very easy if you try to go around the outside. You can carry a lot of momentum around there, but you're flirting with disaster out there.
By the way, let's check in with the weather, Austin. There you go. Oh, sorry, I will give it to you in your... Sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm going to give it in your own units. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey. All right, it is 16 hours right now. 16:01. Perfect timing. No! Ivan Zranu getting into the back of Ron Korlak. And looks like Ron might have got a little bit of oversteer and into Ivan. Off the exit. Is that what's going to happen? Well, Ron is actually in front of him.
Ooh, he's found on the curb.
Ooh. Yeah. I got the cars mixed up, but yeah, he's hit the curb on the entry. And that's what caused that massive incident. 80 degrees on track right now, 48% humidity, and 7 degrees in the air. Clear skies, just a little well, cloudy skies, but no 0% chance of rain and minus 100% chance of this race being red flagged due to weather.
Problems for Ivan. He's now going very, very wide.
He's got damaged front wing, front right.
Let's go back to our correct units. Back to Zachary Bison and Adam Talsma.
Yeah, as we ride on board of Talsma, top 10 for him. Doing good. Lorenzo and Korlak. Korlak really wants to have a recovery drive now. Don't see any damage on Ron's car, to my knowledge.
Well, there is only one way to know it.
Yeah.
Please go in the draft, Ron. We can see better.
No, he's not going into the draft, and I don't see anything on that front wing though, but he is losing a lot of pace. He's gonna have floor damage. The right side of Ron Korlak's car, the floor has a giant kink in it compared to everyone else. I thought that was just a small feature though, but no, look, comparing everyone's right side of their car, they do not have a kink. It's just a flat, supposed to be a flat piece of carbon fiber. But no, Ron Korlak does have floor damage. Look at his floor right there. You can see it kinked in on the right and not kinked in on the left side. Korlak has floor damage. That's going to be hurting his downforce and his mechanical grip.
And I think that is where the other car hit him.
That's where the hit happened, yes. So Korlak is suffering from floor damage, so he'll be struggling in this section. But not from aerodynamics. It is from aerodynamics and grip, but it's not going to be as much as a broken wing, because it's a very small section, but he is going to be struggling for that. And I think he's realizing that right now.
Oh man, this camera angle always makes me look. Oh, the grass!
Ron! Getting a little GT action right here. Using the draft to his advantage, looking up to the inside. Floor damage or not, he is sending it up the inside over the curb that really done him in last time. Trying to get that advantage, but off the corner goes Lorenzo. Williams gets back into the draft, and now it's a drag race as well. And look at Alex Hopkins, the VRT ice driver, trying to follow Korlak. Korlak looking up to the inside. Korlak sending it up to the inside. Oh, it's a mistake! Oh, by both of them! And they collect each other! Glam Center and Korlak. Not the same cars, but the same teammates got into him. Christian Glam Center makes contact with Korlak, and Korlak's got more damage on his car now.
More drama, Austin. This race is really having everything. Great battles, a bit of, it's small mistakes, but when the pack is so tightly bunched in these, groups with 6, 7, 8 cars, if you spin, the reaction times, of course, are what they are. Unfortunately, a couple of drivers have been collected. In the meantime, 24.3 for Marteau, 24.0 for Hermer. But the gap has ballooned
5 seconds
into
now.
5 seconds. And if we can quickly see the time comparison, which is not this
I
one,
think Hermer
but
and
this one.
Yeah, something happened on lap 15. I think Petty caught up to Hermer somehow. Oh my gosh, they're back at it again. Williams and Hopkins side by side entering turn one. Oh, what an exit by Hopkins. He's right all over the gearbox right now, looking up to the inside. It's a drag race now heading into turn 2. Hopkins is on the back right wheel. Are we going to see Williams go wide again and try to avoid it? We are not. They're going to race it through the corner. Hopkins had the inside, and now he's got the outside line. And here's Antonio Tellez.
Or as I think he wants to be called, as I'm just seeing on his car, Tony Jimenez. So that's how I will call him from now on. For DriveX Esports number 2, or DOS.
You can adjust the name, right?
Yes. But this is what was provided to us. In any case, I'm sure you will forget about it in 10 seconds, whilst I will keep on calling him Tony Jimenez.
I will forget about it. But yeah, Tony Jimenez, driving under the name Antonio Jimenez Tellez, currently in 16th.
By the way, our friend Mateus in the chat wants us to spoil F1.
2 laps.
Again, Again, the spoiler was 19 cars started and 20 finished.
20 finished.
Side by side on the backstretch here. Here comes Cardea on the inside, the orange car, and Hopkins, the car in the blue.
Rally outside.
And here comes Tony Jimenez, and he's around.
Tellez, Tony. Backing up the brakes right there. Had a great exit, but he had to just slam onto the brakes to avoid that little mistake right there. All four wheels locked up to avoid that. And hey, thinking with your brain, thinking to keep your car alive to make it to the end, because hey, anything can happen around here. Anything. Except for rain.
But look at those clouds, huh? Who knows?
Oh yeah,
I told you, and this is very, very, you know, damning statement of how much time I spend on iRacing, mostly commentating, by the way, that one night a few months ago I had a dream that I was racing with iRacing, and I was in TeamSpeak with my teammates and friends, and as I was racing, I could see spots of rain on my visor, and I'm going with my friends saying, guys, it's raining in iRacing, it's raining in iRacing. So that would have been a cool way to introduce it, by the way. You know,
Marco,
don't say anything to anyone.
Marco, let me tell you, I've had that same dream.
We are all, I can't say the word, but we are all a bit losing the head.
We're freaking crazy. You and I, we might be connected in some sort of way, but I feel like ever since they said, yeah, rain's coming to iRacing, I think we've all had the same dream, just like the first time we encountered rain, we're like, I think it was when, I think it's like that moment where they introduced the new damage model, and the first thing everyone did was get onto Barcelona and just run it into turn one. Which I remember the first time I saw the damage model in a race. I was actually in school, and I saw a little clip on Reddit, and I actually snuck off to the bathroom to watch the cars explode.
Marteau is your leader in front of Ermer. He's 5.6 seconds back. You were right, Petty is closing in a bit. He's now 1.2 seconds behind him. Alex Fournier is in third, and Jerome Lamy is in fifth. So Fournier fourth, Lamy fifth. Battles we have here, of course, we have this little battle between Lucas, Bison and Tasma, three veterans of the series. Alex Hopkins is having to deal with a lapped car and with Tony Jimenez in P16. Those are our battles on the field, and we are already at the end of lap 20, start of lap 21 out of 28. This race has really gone by in an instant. It's one of the quickest laps of the season, and you keep your throttle wide open for the vast majority of your lap. Therefore, these kilometers or miles, whatever you want to call them, which distance, are more or less the same in everywhere we go, tend to go by a bit quicker around this place.
Yeah, distance unit here, whatever it is, it's very, you know, they just disappear. They just disappear. You're at 100. Top speed is being calculated at about 150 miles an hour. And, you know, that's zooming for these cars, and they're really putting it all on the line. And these are incredibly long straights. Like, the straight from turn 1 to 2 is very long. And oh, no, Zachary Beeson's around at turn 1.
And he was having a good race.
Sure.
He lost 4 spots, so he was in the top 10, of course.
Did he at the curb?
So he was behind Lucas.
Yeah, this is about for 7th. Oh, he's lost it before the curb. Correction. Oh, tank slapper for Zachary Beeson.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. F3. Probably start using that.
Not the car, of course.
Not the car. We're in the car. The little button.
Yes, for a second I didn't understand. F3, we are. I was expecting suggested something along the lines of F3, you shouldn't drive it backwards. But, but thankfully everyone survived.
iRacing jokes, oh my gosh. On board of Tony Jimenez. Heading through the end of Sector 2. I love that sector, of course. Just downhill left-handers. And then that little switchback S-curve over the little crest heading into Sector 3. Hopkins and Tony, both of them taking very different style of lines going into there. One's braking earlier than the other. One of them's just rolling off the throttle and not riding the brakes as much. And it looks like Tony is lifting off and wanting to stay behind Hopkins and try to maybe force a mistake or just go for turn 2. You know, turn 2's got the longer run up. We can really gain the speed right there. He's buried in the draft, though. But going out to turn 1, I'm surprised he didn't try it. But, you know, the reason why he didn't try it is he knew that he could have gotten overtaken back on the run up to turn 2. So he's waiting for this moment. Around the outside, big lock up right there. Tony holding around the outside of Alex Hopkins. And it's going to be Tony Jimenez into 15th. Beautiful move. And it's a 1:23.85 for Marteau at the complete other end of the circuit as they cross the start-finish line.
Jimenez still defending, but now coming back on his inside is the Englishman. Will he go for a move? He thought about it. Poked his nose in there.
That would be that's a very risky spot to make that move. You know, it's such a fast corner. You're very narrow. It's kind of like a Abbey or Farmer Abbey. You can look up the inside, but it's so fast and such a sudden turn. And it's actually longer than both of them, but it's a fast turn. You don't really brake for it. You just kind of lift off and just go there. And any other line, you're really gonna have to hurt your own race. So when you try to go for it, it's just really going to bite you in the butt. And
Top 3 drivers.
Side by side, it's going to really cause some controversy if one driver is way up the inside and one driver is way on the outside.
So Marteau 23.85, Ermer 23.88, Petty 23.90, and I tell you what, this is getting spicy between Petty and Fournier once again.
Her
6-2. Wow. Okay. Oh man, that was incredible.
He's putting down qualifying laps.
Yeah. Certainly enjoying his time out there. As we enter the final 5 laps of the race, a reminder that the action on Apex Racing TV is not over. We have the XSLR Championship, the final winged sprint car event of the season. That should be from Knoxville.
Knoxville. Eldora was last week. It is Knoxville.
Are you going to do commentary?
Because I'm commentating it.
Oh,
yes,
I'm so
I am.
happy. So I have a double dose of Austin, because one
double dose of
enough.
Austin and one of them fully unplugged for dirt action tonight from Knoxville. I need to buy that track.
Yeah, that's midnight 15 GMT or 2:15 in the morning for the unlucky souls like me that live in Central Europe. Yay!
Yay! The life of a commentator on iRacing. What's a time zone? Williams following Waldemar Cadella. Ooh, he jumped that curb hard. You don't want to hit these curbs hard because we did see from Ron Corlock you can get floor damage here.
7.60 for Ermer this time around. A good lap is his personal best. As Fournier is now back again in the oh, Petty with a mistake. You saw that, Austin? He jumped on the white and yellow thingy there.
The curb. Soft curb.
Yeah, the thingy. It's a thingy, you know?
Hey, it's hit the thing.
Good thing I'm not on the call later, just doing cameras.
Oh. Okay, you get a double dose, but I don't get a double dose of Marco. Sad face. Petty and Fournier. Drag racing right now. Fournier looking up to the outside. And got onto the brakes early. Going to try to look for that switchback move. It's right up on the gearbox. Not enough momentum to carry it through there, though.
I think that Fournier had a bit of a mid-race crisis, so to speak, but now he's back with a purpose, and I think he can absolutely get on the podium. It's going to be tough because Gavin Petty, of course, incredibly tough driver to pass, but I think Alex has more than a decent chance of he's there. He needs to find a good spot to go for the overtake, maybe use some lap traffic. A bit wide there goes the Brit number 32 car of Gavin Petty, but this is far from over as we are on lap 26. 3 laps left in this race. Let's remember, everyone, that we are going to Silverstone next week to round up the season. The GP track, the new one, well, the recent one.
Well, the one that we use in real life. And look at this, Fournier with the draft going on to the outside of Petty. Petty sitting on the inside, and Fournier got up onto the curbs right there off the exit, but he knows that he can get the draft around the outside and get right up again. And he comes on Petty once more. The battle for third, hard onto the brakes. They both go side by side. Petty's forced to give room now. Fournier can hold it around the outside. Almost getting pushed off into the grass right now. Side by side fight between the Canadian right now, and I believe Hermer's I don't know where Hermer's actually from. Englishman.
It's Petty.
They're both from the English.
No, they're both from Great Britain, which is a different thing.
In the fight for third, the two drivers that I'm not going to try to identify any country with because I keep messing up flags. That's what happens when you have an American.
So in the chat, they say that Max Müller gained 4 spots, but in reality he gained 10. No, he gained 10, and he's about to.
Yeah, I think Reed Dennis might have gone off, and he's a few seconds behind Reed.
Dennis got passed by Brachetti right now as the fight here continues for the podium. These two guys are going back and forth. Behind them we see Jerome Lamy, and he's dealing with lap traffic, therefore that should be, I think, our friend from Poland, of course. No, it's not Pieniążek, so I apologize.
Yeah, no. It's Martin Devine. As that's Petty and Fournier still fighting with each other, and Alex had a very good defensive move heading into turn 3. Did almost exactly what Gavin did, but he carried the momentum through that corner. Nick Carty and Alex Hopkins in a fight. Alex getting onto the curb.
Oh
no, in the background! That's Dennis! Emilia's made up 11 spots now. White flag in the air. Now 1 lap to go for, he's in the background of this shot, I believe, QT Marteau. And the fight for third is side by side. Gavin Petty's made a mistake. Here's Lamley for fourth. Lamley, he's looking up the inside. That's a very risky move right there if he was going to keep on that, but he is right on the money, right on the gearbox, almost bump tracking these Formula 3 cars heading up into turn 2. It's a drag race right now. Can Lamley take fourth? Can Petty defend for fourth and stay in that top? Well, if he stays in that part, he will still be the top 5. If he loses it, switchback opportunity now. Lamley, he's got the inside line heading into turn 3. His opportunity is here and now to make that surprise move. What has happened to Petty to get down into fourth? He's got his nose up the inside. He is sending it into the corner. Going wide goes Petty. Petty holds it around the outside.
Arturano Govender gets the job done. And where is our leader? There he is, enjoying the final few corners. So another dominating performance, Austin.
Dominating to a T, start to finish. QT Marteau, proven why he is the champion. And
Martorana is off. Govender got back in front of him.
Yeah, the Governor gave him a little bit of a slap right there. And, I was talking about that. And look at that. Petty defends for fourth after that disastrous lap where he fell away from Fournier, who finishes on the podium like you were saying. He looked like he was out in a bad race, but the recovery drive absolutely paid off right there. And look at that send right there in the background. Alex Hopkins up the inside of Nick Carty. Carty now on the inside of Hopkins. No bueno right there. Alex Hopkins into 17th.
Great pass there from Hopkins. Carty, I don't think, has any answer to him, as the final few drivers are trying to make their way back to the start-finish line. We go down the hill for the final time in this very tricky double right-hander that will
Don't hit the curb.
Yeah.
Don't get the slowdown. Start. And everyone pays it off nicely. I feel like a lot of good race congratulations have happened there. A lot of drivers love racing here. Probably the most popular track on iRacing to race on, because you know you just have so many battling opportunities right now, and it's a team. Oh, hello. That almost ended badly.
Marteau, the winner, very smartly not driving backwards before everyone is home safe and sound or doing donuts, etc. We have seen some embarrassing scenes in our Friday night broadcast where one of the race winners celebrated too eagerly, too early, too excessively, and got disqualified.
Yeah, driving backwards, you know, they were just a little bit too excited. They had the entire celebration planned like Valentino Rossi has sometimes. You know, he's going to go into the porta potty, change into a chicken suit and all that stuff, and you know, had an entire skip planned, but you know, you can't drive backwards on track while cars are still driving, and you'll get the big DQ. And then, can you believe this? He tried playing off like he was meaning to do it.
So there was.
I don't know what's the sad part. You got disqualified for driving backwards, or you tried to say, "Oh, I did that on purpose."
The two Shazoo drivers with a little bit of a parade finish there.
They're parking at the podium spot. Are they right under the podium? They're just going to drive up there, and they're still doing the salute. But hey, Shazoo 1 and 3 on the podium. Fournier fell down to 3rd. QT Marteau takes the win. Samuel Hermer in 2nd place. It's your complete podium, and I'm going to hand it over to Marco.
Thank you, Austin. Yes, Marteau, Hermer, and Fournier, like you said, your top 3. Petty in 4th, just holding on to 4th place with Jerome Lamy in 5th. Victor Varres, Philip Lucas, Adam Tasma, Daryl Govender, Roberto Martorana in P10. Luciano Lorenzo in 11th, in front of Zachary Bison, Valdemar Cadeia, Antonio Tony Jimenez in... almost made a mistake. Andrea Brachetti, Alex Hopkins, Nick Carty, and Max Müller in P18. And then 19th, we have Ivan Ziranau and Will McIntyre, 19th and 20th. 21st was Christian Glamsatter in front of Mark Giacchino, Reed Dennis, Clark Williams, Leonard Cherry, Ron Corlac, Patrick Rolands, Massimo De Laurentiis in 28th. 29th position for Ito-san, Koji Ito, and Robert Ridgway in 38th. Vincenzo Morrone opens the top 30. Opens the 30s, so to speak, with Martin Devine behind him in 32nd. And 33rd was Premislav Pieniążek. 34th was Sonny Rosario. 35th, Johan Birgersson in front of Lucas Lackner in 36th. 37th was Phil Waller in front of the debutant Alan Piercy, who unfortunately did not take the start, so we can't really call him a debutant. Whilst Phil Waller, according to our live timing, did 0.01% of the first lap. So if there is a definition of start and park, I think that is one. But Austin, it was a great race. We had a lot of fun, and we have one more race to look forward to in Silverstone.
Yeah, Silverstone is definitely going to be a lot of fun. You know, everyone knows the track, very wide track, a lot of straights. You know, we might be seeing another draft battle, and it could be hard for QT Marteau to try to pull a gap here. Not a lot of heavy braking points there, so very easy to follow cars very closely and not try to break away by mistakes from other drivers and everything. So he's going to have to earn that gap to really break away at, you know, Silverstone. It's just such a classic track, and all these drivers love it. What a great final 2 rounds we have planned for our favorite series to commentate on.
So, as I was saying, don't forget, in a couple of hours' time, maybe a bit more than that, we have midnight 15 GMT. That will be, of course, at 8:15 Eastern daylight saving time. The final round of the sprint car winged portion of the XSLR, the Cross Series League Racing, that will be live from Knoxville. You don't want to miss that. And of course, tomorrow is a Monday, and of course on Monday the regularly scheduled programming is back on Apex Racing TV with
Formula V.
Except for Formula V, absolutely right. They know you are getting good at that, so they don't want to race.
Last round.
We have Donington Park with the Ricmotech Classic Sprint Series, rounds number 6 and number 7. That will be at 12 AM GMT, so midnight of the Tuesday, so to speak. Round 3 of the Apex Racing League GT3 Pro Trophy, that will be also on Tuesday, but on the European evening. That's going to be 7 GMT. And then finally we turn the page to September, the Ray Esports Racing League, which is a fantastic league. I didn't know they had a multi-car format. They have MX5, Formula V, and Spec Racer Ford in a mixed rotation each round. This will be from Virginia International Raceway, 1 AM GMT or 9 PM EDST on 31st of August or 1st of September, depending on where you are in the world. You like some dirt racing? We have the Apex Racing League Track Series live from Eldora. That's going to be Thursday at 7 GMT. The Super Tracks are back at the same time the next day, on Friday. That will be from Brands Hatch Indy. And as soon as that is over, the Radical Racing Challenge, the final round of the season, with a title to be decided from a small track in Germany called the Nordschleife. What a better place to decide the title winner. Round 6 of the Academy F3 series is on Saturday, was always at 7 GMT, as like every basically Academy series. From Silverstone, we have to dish out another title. Formula 3.5 round 12 at Interlagos, which is usually the race of the season in my opinion, so don't miss that, at a very, very comfortable 9:45 GMT on Saturday. And then Sunday, I think we have the last round of the Apex Racing League GT Championship, 7 GMT from Zandvoort, and of course Spec Racer Ford from Hockenheim. And this championship here will have his final round as well in Silverstone. That should be also, if you want to join us again, we'll wait for you in a couple of hours from Knoxville. Otherwise, we wish you a good night, but as per usual, Austin can take it away.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here for the iGPFun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School here at Red Bull Ring. After a fantastic race, well, sadly, you have to go, but we'll be back for next race at Silverstone. I've been joined by Marco Barbonera. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.